Hello, welcome to the channel. I come back. I'm Kim. I hope that if you're new to my channel, I hope you'll hit the like button, and that if you like this, that you'll subscribe and help me grow my channel. Okay. I want to talk about Delphi, about what happened in court with Kegan, and my thoughts, and just what I think is happening. Kegan Kline was in court recently, and he was found guilty of all those, and I want to find exactly so I can read them to you, the exact charges. Okay, he pleaded guilty to 25 felony counts: child exploitation, child solicitation, identity theft, obstruction of justice, possession of child pornography. Yeah, those are and the child pornography. He had someone on there as young as 2 years old. So he's not a good person, not by a long shot. And so I want to talk about Richard Allen now, and I think how this is all going to tie together. Now, Abby and Libby, Abigail Williams and Libby German, were the Delphi girls that on February 13th, 2017, they went missing at the Monahai Trails. And long story short, I think it was almost 6 years later that the killer, Richard Allen, was arrested. October 26th was the exact date. He was charged with 2 counts of murder, and he's Carroll County Jail. Okay. Now, it's kind of mind-boggling to think, how did he go 6 years and not been found out? And I say that because he actually talked to a conservation officer, went up to them and told them that he was on the trail that day, at that time, but he didn't see the girls. So now we have Richard Allen actually putting himself, with his words, he's putting himself there. But not only that, there was a camera on a business, and at the time of all this unfolding, he was spotted in his vehicle going on that path, caught on that camera, a short time before Libby and Abby were dropped off by Libby's sister. So he parked at the old CVS, at the building that they tore down. I think, oh God, what was it called? CPS building. That's it, CPS building. Okay, he parked his car there. He didn't just park his car there. He pulled it, backed it in a way. It hit his plates, but it kind of made it kind of obvious he was parked kind of weird. Then he came to the trail. He entered it down by the entrance. After you come over the highway, you can either walk over the bridge over the highway, or there's another path that comes up. And that's the path he came up. So he was coming up that path, and a short ways past that, he passed a group of young kids. And The young kid spoke, said hi. He didn't. He looked kind of, they thought, you know, he was dressed awful warm. Not warm. It's been a long day. He was dressed really in warm clothing and it was a pretty day. It was a warmer day than it had been, and which was one of the reasons why the girls wanted to go. So he continues on the path. He goes to the bridge, and he is standing on the bridge on the first platform when this woman who had parked her car at the same spot that the girls were dropped off at. She parked her car there, and she came on the trail because she came there and walked. Well, she came and she turned left, and it took her right up to the bridge. She saw Richard Allen standing on the bridge, and she didn't go all the way up. She kind of just turned and went back the other way and did her walk that way. So he was spotted. Now, he was there. He's the killer. There's all this speculation, and you know, they've got the right guy. I don't know why it took him so long to get him. I don't know. But he's caught now. He's lost a lot of weight in jail. You know, he's saying he's been mistreated, da-da-da-da-da. Well, jail is not, it's not a, you know, hotel. It's not a nice place. And he did some pretty bad things to be there. So he's kind of lost all the privileges of living out in the life and having good things. Now, I'm going to share something that I've got. It's been a while. It was when I was going through and I was listening to what they had found at Richard Allen's house, and they were going through it. And he had all these guns and knives. And I heard from Spirit say, they have the weapon now. And I have goosebumps. So I believe that they have the knife. They're sure they're going to test it, and that will all come. It will all come out in court. Now, let's get back to Kegan Allen. You know, there's been great speculation he's involved, and I absolutely feel that there's a connection there, and I feel it's more, what do I want to say? There's a connection there. Let me tell you about when he went to court. There's been a lot of speculation that he's maybe perhaps making deals, you know, whatever. Well, I don't believe they made any deals with him. He tends to lie a lot. But in court, he was found guilty, and he was sentenced to 43 years. Now, 3 years was, you know, because of the time he's already been in jail. So he got that. So he's got to serve 40. I don't think that he thought he was going to get 40 years. I believe he thought, maybe I'll get 15 years, you know, I'm not going to talk, I'm not going to, you know, because it's going to pull me into that. But 40 years, now he's thinking, 40 years? Oh, shit. 40 years is a whole lot different than 15 years. Now, in court, Doug Carter was there. That's the Indiana State Police. And he was there, and he was in the back of the courtroom, and he stayed the whole time, and he had his gaze on Kegan, and Kegan just sat there, you know, and the only time he really showed any real emotion was when he was kind of reading his letter, like, you know, whatever. I'm sorry, he's a pedophile. I'm sorry, you know, why would a person have children on their devices like that? Oh, my hair's, sorry guys, it's been a long day. I've had readings, and this is what I think. Now, it was really odd. At the very end, you know, it was said no deals. He didn't get any deals. But there was a comment that his lawyer had made and mentioned the word Delphi. And I find that interesting. Very interesting. Could Kegan have been told, we make no deals with you? We make no deals. Perhaps, if you tell us what we want to know, perhaps we could put in a word for you and get you earlier parole. I mean, some people don't even get 40 years that have murdered somebody. I mean, seriously, it's... So, I don't know. I feel like he's involved in it. He had knowledge of it. You know, the first reading I did on Delphi, there were 3 involved. And I saw them, their intent, I saw, was a vehicle was parked at the cemetery, and I saw and felt that the intention was to take the girls. But the girls changed that because they stuck together, and I think with all my heart that, you know what, they thought, no, we're going to take our chances and we're going to fight and try to get away. And I think they did, and I think that's probably the reason they were left like that there. I'm always pulling, it's so hot in here, I'm sorry guys, I'm always pulled to the cemetery, always. And you know, if you look at everything, the crime scene is right back from that cemetery. If you go back in the woods and go down towards the water, so it's very close there. I don't think it went like it was supposed to go, and I think the girls fought, and they fought hard. They were the true heroes in this, and I think that when this is all comes to the head, you know, we've had a big problem with child trafficking here in Indiana. I mean, it happens everywhere, but I don't know if it's because we have a lot of small towns, and when you live in the small towns, you get a sense of safety, and you don't think, like I don't think I'll have my door open and my screen door, but you know how easy those are, and at night when to get cool air in, and I don't think nothing, because I feel safe in the little town. Now I would no more do that up towards Indianapolis, no, but even the home that I lived for 26 years in Avon, I didn't feel safe like I do here in Danville. It's just it's a small town, and you know everybody, and you see the police all the time, and I don't know, you just feel safe. So I wonder if a lot of that trafficking is because, kids are more innocent, and they just don't think people are. And we have to really talk to our children, our grandchildren, and, when I was growing up, my mom, she would always tell me, if something like that ever happened, and she was always telling me, if I would leave, that if somebody ever grabbed me and tried to take me, to not be quiet, no matter what, they had a gun, whatever, to not be quiet, to make as much noise and fight, because if they got you in their vehicle, you'd be gone, and you don't know what they were going to do to you, and that's true. So, and I think just a lot of evil stuff like that's going on. And I think Kegan Kline, I think there's a whole ring of them still. I think that, Indiana had their biggest busts on child trafficking. I mean, they got children. It was amazing. The biggest bust in child trafficking in the history of Indiana. And there is still talk. And if you listen to Doug Carter and them talk, they're still working. They're still working on this. And I believe they want them all. They want to get them all. They want to put a net and get, and I'm for it. And I think that's what's going to start happening. At least I pray. I pray that's it. And that's what I feel. I've always felt that. I've always felt Kegan and his father both were. I feel like his father, Tony, he learned all these things from his father and growing up. That's something that, he didn't escape from. But, I really think that's what's happening. And I go back to the first video I ever did on them. And I feel that strongly still. So, I think we're going to see more and more. And I look forward to it. It's time to get all this truth out, shine the light on it, and protect our children. And I think when this is all said and done, I think Abby and Libby were true heroes, and their lives were cut short way too soon. But I think in all this, they are the catalyst of getting this group of pedophiles and off the streets. Anyways, that's how I feel. And God, I'm sorry I'm sweating so terribly. The air's going, but I'm telling you, it's hot. It's hot everywhere. But usually I have the fans on, but I don't, you guys can't hear me when I have them on. Okay, I still have plans to go. Let's see if I missed anything. Yeah, and Kegan Kline, he admitted, where's they found it? He had the Anthony Schatz account and the Emily Ann account, and that he was using fake accounts, fake pictures, and all that. Let's see, is there anything else? And he did say that, Kegan Kline did say that he targeted 12 to 18-year-olds. Let's see. Okay, I set this on there, because I kind of just went over the stuff that I know, and then, yeah. Okay, the trial is set for January 8th for Richard Allen, so I look forward to that. I plan on going. I won't be there every day, but I plan on going since I'm so close. And, you know, I've been to Delphi and walked that trail like 3 times. It's a beautiful trail. It's just terrible that happened. But we still have plans. They kind of got put on hold a little bit because we are going to go back. I'm going to go back. I'm going to do a video for everybody. And I'm going to actually go through the timeline, and I'm going to show you, you know, this is the point that so-and-so was, you know, so you can kind of get, and the bridge has been halfway done, so we can walk out halfway on the bridge. I will not be climbing over it. I'm 61. Over it and walking down and taking the same direction that they went. But there's 2 other routes that I have scouted out, and I would like to go down them. The problem is that right now it is so green and thick, and that I don't know. I don't know if we're going to go now or we're going to wait till maybe more in September. I don't know. But, you know, I have 2 other, one of my dear friends, Bianca's going, and she knows a girl that wants to go with us, that she works with, and this girl has actually been there and had put in, you know, directions to the whatever, and it was really strange. It kept sending them to the cemetery, and then it would send them in circles. So that's odd, but it's kind of odd that it's such access to get to the crime scene from the cemetery. So, anyways, I know the things I've got and on all of this, and they're on all my videos because I've done so many. Let's see, what else did I want to say on that? The next one, you know, I really want to, you know, there's something about being there. Okay, I can read on something, and I can do readings from, you know, you don't have to be right there in front of me. I can tap into energies and do them, but when you're actually there and you're actually touching things and experiencing, seeing, and it just, it makes you get things a lot stronger. And I'm very confident there's more. I'm very confident there's 3 more. Yeah, I still feel confident that there's more. I feel like there was a total of 3. And of course Richard Allen. And you know, if you go down through the probable cause and affidavits and all that stuff, it's all there. So, is there anything else that I've missed that I haven't talked about? I think I've talked about it all. And I've had a long day, so I think I'll let that go for that. I just want to kind of bring you up and tell you I still feel that about Kegan. There's too much. It's just too. It would be more odd for it not to be than for it to be, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think, choose my words. I'll tell you something. He hates psychics, but that's okay. I love him anyway. I'm telling you who is great to go watch, and that is Gray Youth. I'm telling you, you know, people, oh, I hit my table. People can say he's mean, whatever. You know, I find him refreshing, and I think I love his mind. You know, he does some kick butt videos. I mean, if you go back and watch how he has done the trail and put these videos together and timelines, it is amazing. It is amazing. I'm telling you, if you don't know him, you need to go check him out. He's awesome. And you know, I think sometimes people think he's mean. He's just, you know, there can be some really mean people out there, and trolls and things, and I think the bigger you get, you probably get a lot of them, and so you know, man, I'd probably be telling them too. And I've watched, and I agree with him. I've watched some creators, and it's like, oh my God, how can you? Everyone should not just watch something and go research it. You know, go research it for yourself. And you'll find the answers. Trust me. But anyways, that's just my thoughts on that, and his day in court and all that happened. And you know, it took me a little break for a bit, but I'm back now, and I hope that if you like this, you will hit the like button and subscribe. And until next time, I send my love and light to you always. Stay cool, because it's hot as heck in Indiana.